So once you do have that API targeted, you want to begin looking at the architecture diagram. There actually, I joke, you may not know what the dependencies are for a given API. Maybe you're new to the team. Maybe the documentation hasn't been very well maintained, in which case, hopefully some of the monitoring tools that you're using can tell you what the backend dependencies of your service are, but it's important to understand what you do need in order to test the particular API. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to reliably set up a test bed for this service. Stressing a particular API and isolating it is critical to developing a fast feedback loop. And you want to get away from that. Load testing is a big, ceremonious event that you do every once in a blue moon. You want to be able to do it consistently, repeatedly, and after you make changes, quickly validate those changes. So stable, predictable environment is key. But anyways, in this particular example, I've got a service under test. Let's say it's your shopping API. And your shopping API has got some sort of authentication service. You've got some other internal dependencies. Downstream of the internal dependencies here, you've got maybe like a Dynamo database that's back behind it. And then also you've got some third parties that you talk to. Maybe it's like another payment provider or a credit check company, or like a buy now, pay later service that's attached to a retail service, something like that. So all of these backends are necessary for you to do your development and testing. And then up front, you've got various clients that call your shopping API. So you've got manual testers that may be hitting it, and then you've got your normal shoppers that are hitting that as well. So you need some way to be able to simulate those inbound transactions as well as stand up those backends. And here again, we would advocate capturing traffic. So using some sort of proxy or sidecar for a containerized environment. That's how the Speedscale traffic recording works. There's a couple open source traffic recording tools like GoReplay and VCR. You can check them out. They have, if you Google it, VCR, like traffic replay, they have GitHub repos that you can use to pull down, and they're more kind of like a network capture, TCP capture type of thing that you can then actually take that traffic, massage it a little bit, multiply it, and then try to hit your service with it. In the case of Speedscale, we're actually capturing on the layer 7 level. And so we're capturing actual like JSON requests, gRPC, like Postman queries, Dynamo queries, and then we can actually replay those actual calls at the layer 7 level. There's no code changes required or anything like that. The system that you're testing actually thinks it's getting legitimate traffic from another upstream dependency. Now, if you're not able to do a traffic-based capture, then you can still use conventional tooling. K6 is one that I would highly recommend, k6.io. It's a free tool. They were purchased by Grafana. And then of course, I think a lot of people are probably familiar with JMeter, and tools like Locust and Gatling are also free as well. But the idea is you capture realistic traffic and you're able to, in the next subsequent steps, generate tests, generate load using these sorts of tooling.